My flight out was on Saturday. I'd opted for a direct flight, which meant a 15-hour trip via Qantas for the flight out. I got to SFO early. Security was busy, but I had plenty of time. I got through and got settled in, shot some time lapses to amuse myself. The plane was a 787 and I had an aisle seat with the middle seat empty. The flight was as tolerable as a 15 hours in a pressurised tin can at 35,000 feet can be. I landed in Melbourne just before 5 a.m. local time and took an Uber over to the Airbnb we had rented for this part of the trip. Byrnie and Jen had arrived before me, and after a few attempts on the intercom, I was able to wake them up to let me in. We didn't do very much the first day, as we were all just completely jet-lagged and confused. We had some coffee and breakfast, and then got into some supplies and basically tried to acclimatise. On day 2, first full day, we picked up some Mikey cards, which are the local Clipper or Oyster equivalent, to allow us to use the tram system. There is a free zone in the central business district, but we were outside it. Day 3, we caught the tram to St Kilda's Pier, a nice seaside area which also contained a wild blue penguin colony.
He's busy panorama eating.
Yeah, I know, but...
We wandered about the beachfront and had some food. The penguins only came out at night, so we headed down to the pier to wait with all the other tourists. We watched the sunset, and when it got full dark, the penguins did emerge, but were a little hard to see, let alone photograph. On day 4, we caught the tram into town and went to the Sea Life Aquarium. It had some good exhibits, including a large penguin area where they had various breeds of penguins, some of whom were incubating eggs. This place was a bit loaded with screaming kids, but enjoyable nonetheless. Day 5. We started out by going to a pancake restaurant, where we had breakfast and/or lunch. After that, we went to the Remembrance Shrine, an impressive structure built to remember the fallen of the First World War, and then later World War II. It also contained a small museum and its foundations, talking about the various conflicts Australia had been involved in from the pre-Federation days up to modern times. Day 6 we went back to the Remembrance Shrine, going up to the roof where there was an impressive view of the Melbourne skyline. And then after that we went to the nearby botanical gardens. Day 7 and Day 8 we did some shopping and a bit of planning. Day 9 we went to the nearby National Gallery of Victoria. There was a lot to see in the free sections, some Chinese and Indian art from both ancient and modern times, some pop art with a Warhol, some NASA pictures and some Picassos, various exhibits of different types of furniture from different periods in history. Shortly after this, Jen did get into trouble for fondling the artefacts due to imprecise wording on their don't touch policies. One room was just stacked with every surface covered in paintings, the middle full of statues, no labels on anything. It appeared to just be an overflow room. In addition to the free exhibits, we also went to a paid exhibit with the terracotta warriors, as well as some work by a Chinese artist who worked in gunpowder and various canvas and porcelain objects. One of his pieces was thousands of porcelain birds, dyed black by exposure to gunpowder explosions, hung on wires from the ceiling to mimic a murmuration. Day 10 we went to the Melbourne Zoo. We mostly focused on the Australian animals, seeing various things like the blue penguins, koalas, wombats, to name a few. There was a duck-billed platypus house, but no sign of the animal itself.
Ready? Big wave. That's alright, I think he's attracted to that nice red colour on your jacket there. Alright, and we'll send you one more flight up to Aaron over there. There we go. Awesome. So these guys have a really great sense of smell, and what we're going to do is we're just going to take him for a walk throughout here. He's going to be allowed to explore and smell everything. And what we're going to do is we're going to see if he wants to show us some of his remarkable climbing skills. So these guys are arboreal. They do spend a lot of time up in trees. So you can see just how comfortable he is making his way above Aaron and I's heads there. So what he's doing is he's using a couple of really cool natural adaptations to help him stay up there and climb along there. He's got that beautiful long plushy tail that he uses for balance. And he also has really long non-retractable claws at the front, which are really excellent for gripping on to even the smoothest of branches here. And when he came down, we might be doing another circuit up and over so you guys get another chance to have a look at that. But when he comes down, you'll notice that he goes down face first as well. So this is something that when we design all the furniture and we design these structures for these animals, we take into consideration how comfortable it is for them and how easily they'll be able to do that. And they come down face first, so they can kind of keep an eye on their surroundings. It's a bit more comfortable for them. And it's also thanks to a really strong wrist bone they have at the front. So on their front legs, they've got a really strong extended wrist bone that they can actually invert 180 degrees if they wish. It helps them grip on as they're coming down face first. So what we're doing here is we're just building a little bit of repetition with our training. So this is really important, and it's really important for us to be communicating really clearly with the animals. So what you guys are seeing now is a little bit of a behind the scenes of how we might start building this behaviour. We've been training with Floppy for a couple of months now, and he's only been outside on this structure for a few weeks. So it's really important for us to maintain really positive reinforcement with this area and get him comfortable and make sure that he is consistently comfortable out here for the duration of our training sessions. So he's going for a little bit of a walk there. And what we're using today is we've got a few different bits of his favourite foods. We've got a mixture of kibble, we've got some fruit. Because a sudden increase or decrease in weight can be an indicator of a health condition, just like in people. And they can't tell us when they're feeling unwell, so it's a really good way for us to get an idea of their overall health. So I'm going to show you how simple it is. We're going to go ask Major to step up onto our little modified scales there. And he is 378 grams, which might seem really foraging on the ground for nuts and seeds. So he looks quite comfortable over there. So Aaron's showing him a delicious bit of nut or a bit of seed there, and he's quite happy having an explore. So at all times during our training sessions and everything that we do caring for our animals here, we give them full choice and control. So Major flying to the ground is entirely up to him. He makes up his own mind about what he wants to do. Like flying off back home by the looks, straight back to Pip and Nicole. Well, so this is Pablo. He's our blue and gold macaw. Isn't he beautiful? So Pablo is 3 years old, which is really young for a macaw. These guys can live well into their 70s or 80s. And he's eating a bit of a peanut there, and as you can see, he's kind of dropping all the bits to the ground. and dropping them on my face. Now, this is how he would help disperse seeds and everything in his native habitat of South America, and it would help regenerate the rainforest. And that's what we're asking here, for you guys to think about while you're here. Think about getting a tote bag that's helping us regenerate the home of the possum. So we're going to send PAX off home now. He's going to fly back over your heads all the way home. But thanks for coming, guys. You've been an awesome little crowd. Thanks for coming along and listening to how
Here we watched a presentation on how they worked with the various animals, and a parrot basically clipped my left shoulder as it flew over.
For a few minutes.
They do have predators like foxes, like seals. They'll reel to you. See if you can think what it is, what would be a danger to our seabirds and our little penguins. I think you know. Yeah, that's even cool. It's pretty cool. Oh, I have the answer to the riddle. Well done. It is indeed. I mentioned that there is something dangerous to our penguins and our sea life that not even the Marine Response Unit can protect them from as much as we try, but it is something that we all can do to help them. So, what flies and harms our penguins? The answer is balloons. Ah, that's right. Now, you wouldn't think it. Oh, so sign our pledge pad, join the thousands of people who have come through here and promised to make the switch from balloons to bubbles at their outdoor event. Not total killjoy, because penguins love bubbles. We all love our marine friends. Look at them doing that little digestion dance. Oh, I think that's me done. I've been Annie. Thank you so much for listening to my talk about these little penguins. Thank you to our fantastic keepers who are hard at work in there. Jose and Ian looking after. Thank you guys looking after our little penguin friends here. Please enjoy the rest of your day at Melbourne Zoo. If you have any questions, I will be sticking around for a few minutes. Thank you for signing the pledge pad. If you do that, like our
So the one that's outside,
Uh-huh.
that's the statue.
Well, the lizard.
Yeah.
quite a few.
We found another one and then I poked it and then it was a statue. So thank
What we were talking about there is this lizard, which we saw, took a picture of, without realising that it was made of metal. Of course, there were real lizards, like this one. Wandering away. Oh, there's another one over there.
Flying birds.
Day 11, we went to the Melbourne jail. Built in the 1800s and active till 1929, it housed some of Melbourne's most infamous citizens, including Ned Kelly. We wandered 3 levels, going into the cells, and there were a lot of things like death masks of various executed prisoners, as well as information on the inmates and staff. We also went on a guided tour of the watch house, where prisoners were placed while awaiting transport or before being put before a judge. We were imprisoned and searched by a uniformed guard who insisted we shout "Yes, Sergeant" at various points. He stayed in characters for some of this tour and other times gave information. At one point we were locked in one of the cells and the lights turned out, something that had more of an impact on Byrnie and myself than Jen. After this we headed to the convention centre to pick up our badges for PAX Aus, which was the next phase of our trip.